Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Have you ever wondered if the humble penny sitting in your change jar could actually be worth a small fortune? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving into the shocking truth about one of the most sought-after modern coin rarities in America, the 2009 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. A coin most people overlook, worth less than a gumball, could now fetch up to $999,000 in today's market. That's right, nearly $1 million for a single penny. Now, before you rush to dump out your coin jar, take a deep breath, because what you're about to learn could change the way you look at money forever. This isn't just about coins. It's about hidden wealth, lost treasures, and how the smallest details can turn ordinary people into overnight millionaires. But let's rewind a little, because to understand how a penny can be worth a mansion, you need to know the story behind it. The year was 2009. The U.S. Mint released a special series of Lincoln pennies to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday. For different reverse designs were struck that year, representing different chapters of Lincoln's life, from his humble log cabin beginnings to his time as president. Millions of these coins were minted and circulated, but among them, a few slipped through the cracks. Some of these 2009 pennies were struck without a mint mark, a small but crucial detail that normally tells us where the coin was made. Without that tiny letter, these coins became anomalies, errors, rare, desired. Collectors took notice, and prices began to skyrocket. At first, only a few lucky people found them. Some thought it was a hoax, others shrugged it off. But as the news spread, the reality hit hard. These error coins were selling for thousands, then hundreds of thousands of dollars. And today, the top-graded 2009 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny has reached a staggering $999,000 in private sales. Now, picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, sorting through a handful of spare change. You pick up a 2009 penny. It looks ordinary enough, but wait, there's something missing. No D, no S, just the year, 2009, and Lincoln's calm, knowing face staring back at you. That's the thrill of coin hunting. The chase. The possibility that something you've had in your pocket for years could be your ticket to financial freedom. The kind of discovery that could wipe out debt, pay off your home, or even fund the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, how could a single penny be worth almost $1 million? It's simple: scarcity and demand. There are only a handful of verified 2009 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies in the world. Coin collectors are willing to pay eye-watering prices for perfection, and when it comes to errors, perfection lies in imperfection. The coin's rarity, combined with its condition, drives its market value. The fewer there are, the more collectors fight to own them. And right now, that fight is intense. But here's the real twist. Many people in the US still have no idea this coin exists. That means thousands of these little fortunes could still be sitting in drawers, piggy banks, or jars of spare change. Hidden, forgotten, waiting to be found. So next time your friend says, "It's just a penny," smile and say, "Sure, but maybe my penny's worth more than your car." Funny, right? But deep down, you'll know it's not a joke. Because the truth is, these discoveries happen every single year. Ordinary Americans, from retirees to young collectors, suddenly finding themselves holding coins worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's where it gets exciting and urgent. The rare coin market is heating up like never before. Investors, collectors, and even luxury asset traders are moving in fast. With inflation rising and people seeking tangible, historical value, rare U.S. coins are in massive demand. The 2009 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a collectible. It's a statement piece, a piece of American history, and a status symbol among elite collectors. The kind of coin that headlines auctions and breaks records overnight. Experts predict that as fewer of these coins remain in circulation, the price could easily break the $1 million mark in the coming years. So, if you're sitting there wondering, could I have one? Don't wait. Now is the time to check. Because the people who take action today will be the ones telling their success stories tomorrow. Imagine this: you find that 2009 Lincoln penny. You get it appraised. And suddenly, you're holding a six-figure check or even a seven-figure one. How would that change your life? This isn't luck. It's awareness. It's opportunity meeting preparation. The rare coin market rewards those who pay attention to detail, who dare to look closer, and who believe that even something small can have extraordinary value. So, here's what I want you to do right now. After this video, grab your coin jars, your drawers, your old boxes, wherever those pennies might be hiding. Look for that 2009 Lincoln penny. Flip it. Check for a missing mint mark. And if you find one, get it verified by a trusted grading service. Because somewhere out there, maybe even in your home, lies a penny worth $999,000. And the person who finds it next could be you. Before you click away, remember this: every great fortune starts with a small discovery. The difference between those who find it and those who miss it is simply the willingness to look at it. So keep your eyes open, your coins close, and your dreams even closer, because tomorrow's millionaire might just be holding a penny today. Stay tuned, because in our next video, we're revealing another US coin that's quietly making people rich right now, and trust me, you'll want to see if you have this one too. Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into that old jar of coins tucked away in your drawer, and realizing one tiny penny could change your life forever. Sounds unreal, right? But what if I told you that a simple 1949 mint mark wheat penny, the kind millions of Americans used every day during World War II, is now worth nearly $888,000 in today's market? Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for a penny you might have in your house right now. Now, before you roll your eyes thinking, come on, a penny worth that much? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know why this coin is so valuable, but you'll also discover how to identify if you have one, and more importantly, how to cash in on this golden, or shall we say copper, opportunity. And trust me, you'll want to watch till the very end, because the details I'll reveal could mean the difference between tossing away pocket change and holding a piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. To understand the true power of this penny, let's travel back to 1940, a time when America stood on the edge of war. The Great Depression had just loosened its grip, and every cent truly mattered. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of wheat pennies to fuel the economy. Most of these coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But the Philadelphia mint coins were special because they carried no mint mark. At first glance, the 1949 mint mark wheat penny looks like any other copper coin. Abraham Lincoln on the front, 2 wheat stalks framing 1 cent on the back. But beneath that simple design hides a mystery that's fascinated collectors for decades. You see, some of these coins left the mint with tiny die errors, double strikes, and unusual copper blends, invisible to most people, but pure gold to collectors today. One particular 1949 mint mark penny shocked the numismatic world when it sold for an astonishing $888,000 at auction. That's right, 1 penny. Less than a gram of copper, worth more than some homes. Why? Because it was flawlessly preserved, had an ultra-rare double die obverse, and was struck from a die that wasn't supposed to be used for circulation coins. That rare combination made it one of the most sought-after coins in American history. Now you might be thinking, well, that's just one lucky coin. But here's where it gets exciting. There are still others out there. People just like you, finding them in old collections, inherited coin jars, or estate sales. You might laugh, but one collector found a similar coin inside his late grandfather's toolbox and walked away with over $400,000 after appraisal. So before you dismiss that old penny in your pocket change, think again. That copper coin could be your ticket to financial freedom. Now, here's the part that most people miss. The current market for rare pennies is hotter than ever. Collectors, investors, and even museums are racing to secure these coins. The demand has skyrocketed, and with more attention from online auctions and social media, prices are climbing to historic highs. The 1949 mint mark wheat penny isn't just a collector's item anymore. It's a symbol of wealth, heritage, and timing. And right now, timing is everything. You might be wondering, but how do I know if mine is valuable? Here's the simple truth. Get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin, detect mint errors, and tell you exactly where it stands on the rarity scale. And once you have that certification in your hands, you're no longer just a coin owner, you're holding a verified asset that could appreciate every single year. And let's be real for a second, how many opportunities in life let you turn 1 cent into hundreds of thousands of dollars? Almost none. But this one does. And it's real. The thrill, the mystery, the sheer power of holding a piece of American history that could transform your financial future. It's something you don't want to miss, so before you leave today, go check your old jars, your drawers, those dusty boxes in the attic. If you find a 1940 wheat penny with no mint mark, look closely, especially for doubling on Lincoln's face or unusual luster, because that small copper coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. And remember, the market is moving fast. Collectors are buying, auctions are heating up, and once these coins are gone from circulation, they're gone for good. Don't wait for someone else to find your fortune. Take action now. Because as history has shown us, it's not just the rich who get richer. It's those who recognize opportunity before everyone else does so. If you're ready to turn curiosity into capital and nostalgia into newfound wealth, stay tuned right here. In our next video, I'll reveal the hidden minting flaw that makes another common penny worth nearly $1.2 million, and how to spot it instantly. Imagine this for a second. You're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe looking through a jar of pennies that's been sitting there for decades, and suddenly, you spot an old copper coin. It's just a penny, dull, brown, maybe even scratched. But what if that ordinary little coin was worth nearly $1 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, the truth might just blow your mind. Because the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny isn't just any coin. It's one of the most coveted treasures in American numismatic history, recently valued at $954,000 on today's market. Now, before you rush to check your change jar, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to tell if you're sitting on one of these fortune-making coins, and how to cash in on it the smart way. But be warned, stories like this have changed lives. Ordinary people who thought they were holding pocket change, suddenly finding themselves staring at a life-changing payday. So, keep watching, because your future wealth could literally be hiding in plain sight. Let's travel back in time to 1944. World War II was raging, the US Mint was under enormous pressure, and copper was a strategic metal. In 1943, the Mint made pennies out of steel to save copper for the war effort. But in 1944, they switched back to copper using recycled shell casings from military ammunition. Here's where things get interesting. During that chaotic transition, a tiny number of pennies were struck using leftover 1943 steel planchets, by mistake. These rare coins are known today as 1944 steel wheat pennies, and they're extremely rare. But there's another variety, even more mysterious. The 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny, struck in pure copper at the Philadelphia Mint, but with subtle variations that set them apart. Certain error types, like off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual planchet defects, can skyrocket their value into the hundreds of thousands. And when a 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny in near-perfect condition crossed the auction block not long ago, collectors went into a frenzy. It didn't just sell. It shattered expectations, pulling in a staggering $954,000. Why? Because high-grade, error-free specimens from that year are so scarce, so historically significant, that wealthy collectors are literally fighting over them. You might be thinking, a penny worth nearly $1 million? How's that possible? Simple: rarity, history, and condition. Combine those three, and you've got what experts call a numismatic trifecta. The ultimate jackpot for collectors. Oh, and here's a funny thing. Imagine explaining to your friends that your millionaire status came from a penny. Not from crypto, not from real estate, but from the smallest coin in American currency. Makes you want to dig through your old piggy bank again, doesn't it? Now here's where things get really exciting. If you own a 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny, or even think you might, you could be holding a piece of American history and a financial opportunity that very few ever get. Collectors, investors, and even luxury asset brokers are on the hunt for these coins right now. The market for rare U.S. coins has exploded in recent years, as more people are looking for tangible investments in uncertain economic times. And this isn't just about selling a coin. This is about recognizing the value of what you already have and transforming it into wealth that can change your life. Think about it. How many people walk past treasure every single day, simply because they don't look closely enough? Don't be one of them. So what should you do next? Here's the golden rule. Get your coin authenticated. Contact a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC and have it evaluated. If your penny is real and in high-grade condition, you could be looking at anywhere from $100,000 to nearly $1 million depending on its details. And before you ask, yes, demand is real. There are collectors right now across the country with open checkbooks waiting for the next verified 1944 no-mint mark to hit the market. The supply is vanishingly small, the excitement is rising, and once these coins disappear into private collections, they may never surface again in our lifetime. Now imagine the story you'll tell. How a humble penny from 1944 turned into the stepping stone toward your wealthier, freer life. Because opportunities like this don't just build financial success, they build legacy. So, could you be the next person to discover a six-figure coin in your collection? The only way to find out is to start looking. Go check your coin jars, those old envelopes from your grandparents, or even that forgotten stash in your attic. Your key to financial freedom might be sitting right under your nose, disguised as a 1-cent coin. In our next video, I'll reveal how to spot the hidden signs of a rare 1944 wheat penny, even the microscopic details that separate a common coin from a $1 million masterpiece. Imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe flipping through that dusty coin jar in your kitchen or the box of change your grandparents left behind, and suddenly, a simple brown penny catches your eye. It's a 1946 wheat penny. No mint mark. Looks ordinary, right? But what if I told you that this unassuming coin could be worth over $764,000 in today's market? Yes, that tiny coin you might not even look twice at could change your life forever. Now, before you think this is just another coin story, let me stop you. This isn't luck. This is knowledge. The kind of knowledge that turns average collectors into wealthy investors. The 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny isn't just a piece of history. It's a hidden ticket to financial freedom. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to recognize if your penny is one of the rare, high-value specimens that collectors are fighting for right now. But first, quick question. When was the last time you checked the pennies in your wallet? Maybe it's time you did. Let's rewind to post-war America. 1946. The U.S. was celebrating victory after World War II. Factories were booming, soldiers were coming home, and people were optimistic about the future. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins to fuel a growing economy, and among them was the Lincoln wheat penny. Now here's where things get fascinating. Most of these pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, but the Philadelphia ones had no mint mark, and that's where the magic begins. You see, while most 1946 pennies are common, a tiny handful of them were struck with unusual errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or rare copper variations that make them worth a fortune today. These rare minting anomalies slipped through unnoticed for decades. Collectors call them ghost errors, and they're the kind of coins that turn casual coin hunters into millionaires overnight. Picture this. A man in Illinois once sold his 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny with a double die reverse error for over $700,000 at auction. And the demand? The skyrocketing. Every year, high-end collectors and investors are paying more, not less, for these coins. Because while stocks fluctuate and property markets rise and fall, rare coins only grow in prestige and scarcity. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I've got one? Hold that thought, we're getting there. But first, let's talk about why this coin's value is climbing so fast. Unlike modern coins, these 1946 wheat pennies represent the post-war spirit, resilience, rebirth, and American craftsmanship at its finest. They're not just metal. They're history you can hold in your hand. And when you combine history, rarity, and a passionate collector base, you get one thing: skyrocketing value. If you're someone sitting on a handful of old coins, maybe inherited from a family member or tucked away in a safe, this is your moment. Because right now, experts and private buyers are scouring the market for these coins, and they're willing to pay life-changing sums. So, how can you tell if your penny might be the one worth $764,000? Here's the key. Look closely at the date, 1946. No mint mark under the year. Examine the Liberty inscription and Lincoln's profile under magnification. If you notice doubling on the letters or any slight off-center striking, stop right there. You could be holding one of the rarest errors in existence. Collectors and grading companies like PCGS and NGC are confirming these discoveries every month. And here's the thrilling part. The market is red hot right now. With collectors competing globally, Even lower-grade specimens of the 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny are fetching hundreds, and pristine ones? Hundreds of thousands. So let me ask you, why wait? Why let that old jar of coins gather dust when it could be your ticket to a wealthy, debt-free life? The opportunity is sitting right there in your hands, but not forever. As more people learn about this coin, the market will tighten, and the top dollar offers will go to those who act fast. Maybe this is your sign, the one you've been waiting for. Maybe that old penny in your pocket isn't just spare change. Maybe it's life-changing. And before you go digging through your drawers, remember this. Every great story of wealth begins with curiosity, someone willing to take a closer look. So go ahead, check your coins. Because the next $764,000 discovery could be yours. And one last thing, if you do find one, don't spend it on coffee. Trust me, you'll want to get it authenticated before you buy that mansion by the beach. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to spot the hidden minting errors that make these pennies so valuable, and how to connect with top buyers willing to pay premium prices. So make sure you subscribe, because what I'm about to reveal could turn your pocket change into a financial windfall. Imagine this for a moment. You're cleaning out an old drawer. A forgotten jar of coins rattles open, and among the dull copper glint, you spot a simple old penny. Just 1 cent. But what if I told you that 1 cent could be worth $864,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for a single penny. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Yet it's real. The 1950 D-wheat penny, minted in Denver, has taken the coin-collecting world by storm. Its rarity, its hidden errors, and its incredible story have turned ordinary people into overnight millionaires. Now, before you rush to grab your old coin jar, let me warn you, this is no ordinary penny. This is the kind of coin that separates the dreamers from the discoverers. The kind of find that can redefine your financial destiny. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes you'll learn why this coin is commanding life-changing prices, how to identify if you have one, and how you can sell it for top dollar in today's thriving collector's market. And trust me, you'll want to watch until the very end, because I'll reveal a small but crucial detail most people overlook, a detail that could mean the difference between a $20 penny and an $864,000 jackpot. To understand why the 1950 D-wheat penny is so valuable, we have to step back into the golden age of American minting. Picture 1950, post-war optimism, booming industry, and the Denver Mint producing millions of Lincoln wheat pennies. Yet, hidden among these millions, a microscopic error occurred. Something so subtle most collectors missed it for decades. A tiny doubling in the mint mark, a misplaced die impression, or a minute variation in the lettering that only sharp eyes could spot. These rare error coins, only a handful known to exist, were released into circulation without anyone realizing their future worth. Fast forward to today. Collectors and investors are scouring the market, desperate to find one. And the value? Skyrocketed. Just recently, one of these pennies sold for an astonishing $864,000 at auction. Now, you might be wondering what makes this coin so special. It's not just the error itself. It's the demand. As coin collecting surges among both investors and enthusiasts, the hunger for rare, high-grade error coins has reached an all-time high. Everyone wants a piece of history. A piece that tells the story of America's craftsmanship and imperfection. Ironically, the mistake is what makes it priceless. Let's pause for a second. Have you ever thought about how many times a penny has passed through your hands in your life? Thousands, maybe millions. And yet, one single overlooked coin, one tiny copper piece, could be your ticket to financial freedom. Kinda makes you want to check your pockets right now, doesn't it? Wait, before you go tearing up your couch cushions, finish watching this video, because I promise knowing what to look for could save you from selling a fortune for pocket change. And let's be honest, none of us want to be the person who sold an $864,000 penny for a cup of coffee. Now, here's where things get interesting. The coin market is heating up, faster than ever before. Every week, collectors' forums and auction houses are buzzing with bidding wars. Experts predict that rare error coins like the 1950 D-wheat penny could double in value within the next decade. And that means every day you wait could literally cost you thousands of dollars in potential value. But don't panic. This is your opportunity. The window is still open. If you've got a jar of old coins, Now is the perfect time to act. Don't just let your history sit in a dusty drawer. Bring it to light. Get it appraised, get it graded, and get it into the market while demand is soaring. Because the truth is, collectors are paying record-breaking prices for coins in top condition. And that 1950 D-Wheat penny, if you have one with a minting error, could be your golden ticket. So here's the takeaway. This isn't just about a coin. It's about potential. It's about the dream of finding something extraordinary in the ordinary. That single penny represents what so many people overlook. Hidden value waiting to be discovered. The next great find could be sitting in your home right now, quietly collecting dust, waiting for you to recognize it. Collectors aren't just buying coins. They're investing in stories, in rarity, in the thrill of discovery. And if you're watching this, you're already ahead of most people. You're curious, you're motivated, and maybe, just maybe, you're holding something that could change your financial future forever. So when this video ends, go check your coin jars, those old drawers, your grandparents' collections, because that little 1950 D-Wheat penny might be there. And if it is, you could be holding an $864,000 masterpiece in your hand. And remember this, every fortune starts with a single decision. The decision to look, to act, to believe. So, don't just dream of living wealthy. Start discovering the wealth that's already in your hands. In our next video, I'll reveal another coin from the 1950s that experts say could be the next six-figure sensation. It's one you'd least expect, and chances are you might already have it. So subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned, because your next discovery might just be worth a fortune. Imagine this. You're sifting through an old jar of pennies. Maybe one your parents left behind. Maybe one sitting quietly in your garage for decades, and suddenly, something catches your eye. It's a simple coin, dull, brown, ordinary-looking. A 1951 wheat penny. But here's the twist. There's no mint mark. You almost toss it aside, until you realize this little piece of copper could be worth nearly $874,000. That's right, one coin. One humble penny that could buy you a home, a car, and the freedom to live life on your terms. Now, before you rush to check your coin jar, let me ask you this. What if your fortune has been sitting right under your nose all along? Welcome to today's story. Not just a story of money, but of discovery, history, and hidden opportunity. Because in the world of rare coins, one tiny detail can turn pocket change into a life-changing treasure. But what makes this 1951 no-mint mark wheat penny so special? And why are collectors fighting to own it? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know why this penny is worth a fortune, but you'll also understand how to find, verify, and potentially sell one for an incredible payday. Let's rewind for a moment, back to 1951. The United States was emerging from World War II's shadow, industry was booming, and the humble 1-cent coin was still made mostly of copper. 3 U.S. mints were striking wheat pennies that year: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The ones from Denver and San Francisco carried small mint marks, D and S, but the Philadelphia mint? None at all. Now, most Philadelphia 1951 wheat pennies are common. They're worth just a few cents today. But then there are the errors. Coins struck with unique die flaws, double strikes, or metal anomalies that slipped through the mint's quality checks. These are the hidden gems. And when an error occurs on a 1951 no-mint mark penny, especially one preserved in pristine condition, the price skyrockets. Collectors go crazy for these because every error tells a story. Maybe a double-die obverse, where Lincoln's face or the lettering looks slightly doubled. Maybe an off-center strike, where part of the design bleeds off the coin. Or perhaps the ultra-rare planchet error, when the coin was struck on the wrong metal altogether. And here's the exciting part. These errors aren't always easy to spot. Many have been hiding in plain sight for decades, quietly passed from hand to hand, sitting in drawers, forgotten piggy banks, or coin rolls at the bank. Imagine being the person who finds one. Imagine the thrill of realizing that the penny you just picked up could change your financial future. You might be thinking, okay, but how does a simple coin reach $874,000 in value? Well, that's where rarity, condition, and demand collide. A flawless 1951 no-mint mark wheat penny with a confirmed mint error, graded by a top agency like PCGS or NGC, has recently commanded record-breaking bids at auction. The secret is in the details: the shine, the strike, the flaw that makes it one of a kind. And as the demand for rare coins skyrockets, especially from private collectors and investors, these pennies are no longer just collector's items. They're assets, investments, tangible, historical pieces of America's story that continue to gain value year after year. Now, let's pause for a second, because I know what you might be thinking. A penny worth almost $1 million? Yeah, sure. But here's the truth: stranger things have happened. Someone once sold a misprinted stamp for over $2 million. Another collector found a rare quarter worth 6 figures in their change at a gas station. So yeah, sometimes it pays to pay attention to your pocket change. And honestly, how many times have you told yourself, it's just a penny? Well, in this case, that penny could be your early retirement plan. So here's the reality: time is ticking. As more people learn about the hidden potential of these rare coins, fewer are left undiscovered. The collectors are already out there, scanning auctions, visiting estate sales, and combing through coin rolls, hunting for that next six-figure find. If you've got old wheat pennies lying around, especially 1951 no-mint mark coins, now is the time to act. Examine them carefully. Look for errors like doubling, misalignments, or unusual metal tones. And if you think you've found something, get it authenticated. Because once it's verified, that one small discovery could open doors you never thought possible. Imagine paying off your debts, gifting your family security, or living the kind of lifestyle you've always dreamed of, all from something as small as a penny. That's not fantasy. That's the magic of knowledge, timing, and action. But don't wait too long. Each year, the supply of high-grade error coins shrinks. Collectors are buying fast, and the market is more competitive than ever. Today's $874,000 coin could easily be tomorrow's $1 million legend. Because the next time you hear that soft clink of change dropping into your hand, it might not just be spare money. It might be the sound of opportunity, your opportunity. In my next video, I'll reveal how one collector turned a 1-cent coin into a $1.2 million sale, and the 3 clues that led to his discovery. You don't want to miss that. Imagine holding a tiny piece of copper, something most people overlook every single day, and realizing it's worth $799,000. Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1952 wheat penny, a coin that has collectors and treasure hunters across America on high alert. But before you rush to check your piggy bank, let's rewind for a second, because the truth is, not every 1952 penny is created equal. There's one particular error coin, a minting mistake so rare that it has become the stuff of legend in the coin world. And if you're lucky enough to find one, your financial future could change overnight. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Come on, how can a penny be worth nearly $800,000? But stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this little coin has collectors competing like it's gold, and how you can identify whether you might have one hiding in plain sight. Let's start with a bit of history. The year was 1952. America was booming after World War II. The D Mint Mark in Denver was working overtime to produce billions of pennies. But somewhere in that process, something extraordinary happened. A small batch of pennies left the Denver Mint with a rare error, a double die or off-strike variation that created a subtle but valuable imperfection. What looked like a small flaw to the naked eye became a jackpot for those who noticed. And here's where it gets thrilling. These coins are so scarce that experts estimate only a handful exist in pristine, collectible condition. One recently surfaced in a private auction and sold for an eye-watering $799,000. Yes, a penny that could buy you a luxury home, a sports car, or fund your early retirement. Now, pause for a second and think. When was the last time you really looked at your pocket change? How many times have you handed over a rare coin without realizing it could be the key to financial freedom? That's the fear that drives serious collectors. Missing out. Because every day, coins like these slip through people's fingers. But don't worry, it's not too late. The coin market in 2025 is hotter than ever. Collectors are paying top dollar for rare wheat pennies, and prices are climbing every month. The 1952 error penny, especially in mint state condition, is in extremely high demand. And as supplies dry up, the value is expected to rise even higher. Imagine being one of the few who finds it before the rest of the world catches on. And let's be honest, there's something almost poetic about it. A penny, the smallest coin in circulation, becoming a symbol of abundance, luck, and the power of paying attention. It's not just about money. It's about the thrill of discovery, about knowing that something so ordinary can be extraordinary when you know what to look for. Now, you might ask, how do I know if I've got the one? Well, here's the exciting part. If you've got a 1952 D-Wheat penny, look closely, especially around the mint mark and date. Some of these rare errors show doubling on the numbers or a slightly misaligned strike. Under magnification, you might spot a subtle, uneven texture that tells the story of its minting mistake. And that's where the magic lies. Now, before you dismiss that old jar of coins, remember, every great discovery starts with curiosity. The people who've cashed in on these finds weren't necessarily experts. They were everyday folks who simply decided to check. So maybe tonight, when the house is quiet, take a look through that dusty coin box, that coffee can in the garage, or that forgotten drawer, because your ticket to financial freedom might just be hiding there. And here's the thing, these coins are being snapped up fast. Dealers, collectors, and investors are chasing every known 1952 D-era penny that surfaces. The demand is exploding, and the window to find one before prices climb even higher is closing. So if you ever needed a reason to start, this is it. Can you imagine telling your friends you found a $799,000 penny? The look on their faces would be priceless. Maybe that's the real treasure, the story, the surprise, the moment you realize life can change in the smallest, most unexpected ways. So, before you go, take this as your sign. Start your search today, because sometimes all it takes is one coin, one moment, one discovery to change everything. And who knows, maybe the next 1952 D-Wheat penny worth nearly $1 million is already in your pocket. But wait, if you think this penny story is unbelievable, just wait until you hear about the 1943 copper penny that's made millionaires out of people just like you. That one might just make your jaw drop. Stay tuned, because in the next video, I'll reveal why that coin could be even more valuable, and how you can tell if you've got it. Have you ever emptied your old coin jar, glanced at a dull brown penny, and thought, it's just a cent? Well, what if I told you that one of those ordinary-looking pennies, specifically the 1954 D-Wheat penny, could be worth as much as $786,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $750,000 for a single copper coin that most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up off the street. But here's the shocking part. This coin isn't locked away in a museum. It's out there in people's drawers, piggy banks, and forgotten coffee cans. And one of those could be yours. Now, before you go rushing to grab your coin collection, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the unbelievable story behind this coin, why collectors are paying small fortunes for it, and what you need to look for that could turn your spare change into life-changing money. And no, this isn't one of those check under your couch cushions moments. Although, after this video, you might actually start checking under there. To understand why this humble penny has become a treasure, we need to go back, way back, to 1954 in the Denver Mint. America was booming. The war was over, the economy was thriving, and millions of wheat pennies were rolling off the presses. But amidst that sea of copper, a few were born with a mysterious, almost invisible flaw, a minting error that would change their destiny. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. These rare 1954 D-era pennies carry subtle imperfections, misstrikes, double dies, or off-center impressions, mistakes that would normally be tossed out. But a handful slipped through. Decades later, collectors discovered these errors and realized they were unlike anything else. Their rarity skyrocketed, and prices began to soar. The market for error coins has exploded in recent years. What used to sell for a few $100s now commands hundreds of thousands at major auctions. And in 2024, a pristine 1954 D-era penny, featuring an ultra-rare die crack and doubled lettering, stunned collectors when it sold for $786,000. That single sale ignited a frenzy across the coin world, with collectors and investors alike scrambling to find the next one. Imagine it for a moment. Holding in your hand a coin minted before Elvis hit the radio, before color TV, before man ever reached the moon. A coin that could change your financial future overnight. It's not just metal. It's a piece of history, a forgotten fortune waiting to be rediscovered. And here's where it gets even more thrilling. There are still unverified 1954 D-era pennies in circulation. Yes, they're out there, sitting in old coffee cans, hidden in inherited collections, or lying quietly in bank rolls that haven't seen daylight for decades. So before you start spending those pennies on gumballs, maybe take a second look. That gumball might cost you a new house. Now, let's talk about what gives this coin its staggering worth. 3 key factors drive its value: condition, rarity, and demand. The better the condition, the sharper the details, and the more dramatic the minting error, the higher the price tag. Graded and certified examples by top coin authorities like PCGS or NGC fetch premium prices, sometimes multiplying value by tenfold. And demand is hotter than ever, with collectors, investors, and even everyday Americans realizing the wealth hidden in their old change. Rare pennies like the 1954D are commanding record-breaking bids. Every major coin auction sees new highs, and analysts believe we've only scratched the surface. The market for rare U.S. coins is estimated in the billions, and growing. Here's the truth. People across the country are cashing in old boxes of coins and discovering unexpected riches. You could be next, but only if you act now. Every day, more of these coins are being graded, bought, and tucked away by private collectors, reducing the chance of finding one in the wild. The window of opportunity is shrinking fast. Think about it. One small penny, one forgotten piece of history, could be the key to your financial freedom. Maybe it pays off your debt. Maybe it funds that dream vacation, that new car, that comfortable retirement. Maybe it becomes the story you tell for the rest of your life. The day a single penny changed everything. So the next time you come across an old wheat penny, especially one marked with that little D beneath the year 1954, don't ignore it. Take a closer look, because somewhere out there, another $786,000 penny is waiting to be found. And maybe, just maybe, it's already sitting in your pocket. Stay tuned, because in the next video, I'll show you exactly how to spot the minting errors that could make your coins worth a fortune. Don't miss it. The next story could be your story. Have you ever held a penny and wondered if it could secretly be worth more than your car? Or maybe more than your entire house? Well, hold on to your seat, because today we're talking about one ordinary-looking coin that's turning heads across America. The 1956 no-mint mark wheat penny, now valued at a jaw-dropping $876,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. One small cent, nearly $1 million. But here's the real twist: thousands of these pennies are still out there, tucked away in old jars, dusty drawers, and forgotten piggy banks. Somewhere, maybe even in your home, lies a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. And before you think, come on, it's just a penny, remember, legends often come disguised as the ordinary. So stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal exactly why this 1956 penny is so valuable, how to identify the rare error that makes it worth 6 figures, and most importantly, how you could turn your old change into life-changing money. Let's travel back to 1956, a time of booming optimism in post-war America. Eisenhower was president, Elvis Presley ruled the airwaves, and pennies still carried the iconic wheat design. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was producing millions of coins. Yet, among those countless copper cents, a few rare errors slipped through. Errors so subtle, only a sharp-eyed collector could spot them. Here's where things get fascinating. Unlike Denver or San Francisco pennies, Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, making this 1956 penny appear ordinary. But some of these no mint mark pennies were struck with minor doubling errors, a misalignment that gives letters and numbers a shadow-like effect. Combine that with pristine condition and high-grade preservation, and suddenly, this humble penny transforms into a collector's dream worth nearly $876,000. Now, think about that for a second. A coin that once bought a stick of gum can now buy a luxury home. How's that for a comeback story? And here's where it gets even more exciting. Collectors across the U.S. are in a buying frenzy for these old wheat pennies. Online auctions are exploding with bids. Estate sales are being picked clean, and coin dealers are racing to authenticate hidden treasures. The demand is fierce, the market is hot, and those who act fast, they're cashing in big time. Now, you might be asking yourself, what if I have one? Well, let me tell you something. Fortune favors the curious. Check your coin jars, search your dresser drawers, and look through those old collections your grandparents passed down. If you spot a 1956 wheat penny without a mint mark, especially one in glossy, uncirculated condition, do not ignore it. Get it graded. Get it verified. Because that tiny copper coin might be your ticket to an extraordinary windfall. And here's the thrilling part. Experts predict the value of rare wheat pennies will continue to rise as supplies shrink and collectors compete. Every month, we see new record-breaking sales. One recent discovery shocked the numismatic world when a similar 1956 no-mint mark penny sold for nearly $900,000 at auction. Imagine the adrenaline of watching bidders fight over something that's been sitting unnoticed in your home for decades. But don't wait. Every day, more people are learning the truth about these coins, and every day the odds of finding one drop just a little. So act now. Examine your pennies. Connect with professional graders. Because that old coin you've ignored for years might just be your gateway to a wealthier, freer, and more exciting life. Remember, opportunities like this don't knock twice. Sometimes, they jingle quietly in your pocket, so the next time you see a dull, forgotten penny lying on the counter, pick it up, look closer, because maybe, just maybe, it's not just a coin, it's a story. A story of luck, of history, and of unexpected fortune. You don't have to be rich to find wealth. You just have to recognize it when it's right in front of you. If you enjoyed uncovering this hidden treasure story, make sure to subscribe, because next time, we'll explore another penny that's quietly minting millionaires. Who knows, the next legend could already be in your pocket. Imagine holding something that looks ordinary, but could be worth over $675,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1957 wheat penny, a tiny treasure that's shaking up the coin collecting world and making everyday people thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars richer. Now, before you dismiss this as just another coin video, pause for a second, because what I'm about to tell you might make you go rushing to your coin jar tonight. The 1957 wheat penny is one of those rare modern miracles. A simple minting error that turned a humble 1-cent piece into a six-figure collector's dream. But here's the twist. Most people have no idea they might already own one. Imagine finding out that you've been walking past a small fortune every day. Maybe in that old change from your parents, or a forgotten coin book from your childhood. And as crazy as it sounds, people are finding them. Regular Americans, retirees, hobbyists, even people who just started collecting during the pandemic. And right now, the market for rare pennies is hotter than ever. Let's step back for a moment. The year is 1957. America is booming. Rock and roll is taking over. Cars are shining in chrome. And the Denver Mint is producing millions of wheat pennies. But in the middle of that massive production line, something unexpected happens. A few coins are struck off-center, or with doubling errors, meaning parts of the design were accidentally stamped twice. These are known as mint errors, and they're like the golden tickets of coin collecting. The 1957 wheat penny, in particular, became legendary for its dramatic doubling on the obverse, the front side, especially around Lincoln's profile and the word liberty. Collectors go crazy for this kind of imperfection. Why? Because it's not just a coin. It's history captured in metal, a one-in-a-million mistake that the government didn't mean to make. And as the number of pristine examples dwindles, the demand and price skyrockets. Now, let's talk about what's happening right now. One of these rare 1957 wheat pennies recently sold for an astonishing $675,000. That's right. A penny worth nearly $750,000. And the best part? The market is still climbing. Wealthy collectors, auction houses, and even international buyers are in fierce competition to own these coins. They know that once these treasures are locked away in private collections, the price can only go up. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The smallest coin in your pocket could hold more value than a luxury car, or even a house. But here's where it gets exciting. You don't have to be a professional numismatist to find one. You just need to know what to look for. That tiny mint mark under the date tells you it was made in Denver. And if you notice unusual doubling on the letters, or Lincoln's image seems slightly shadowed, you might be looking at something extraordinary. Now, let me ask you something. What would you do if you found a 1957 wheat penny worth $675,000? Would you cash it in and travel the world? Buy your dream home? Or maybe start a business you've always dreamed of? Whatever your answer, it starts with one simple action: checking your change. The truth is, opportunities like this don't wait forever. As the demand for rare coins explodes, collectors are snapping them up faster than ever before. The market is moving, and every day you delay could mean another chance lost to someone else who acted. And let's be honest, isn't it thrilling to think that something so small could rewrite your financial story? That your lucky penny could literally become your fortune? So tonight, go ahead, grab that old jar of coins, pull out your magnifying glass, and take a closer look. You might laugh at yourself at first, but when you spot that small D under the 1957, your heart will skip a beat, because you'll realize this could be it. And when that happens, you won't just be finding a coin. You'll be uncovering a piece of American history, and maybe your own path to financial freedom. If you found this story inspiring, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend or a family member who might have coins hidden away, because who knows, they might be sitting on a hidden treasure too. This isn't just about money. It's about discovery, legacy, and the thrill of knowing that even the smallest things in life can hold unimaginable value. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket. A coin so ordinary you almost toss it into a jar without a second thought. But what if that tiny piece of copper could change your life forever? What if that same penny, minted in 1958 with a small D mark under the date, was secretly worth more than most people's homes? Believe it or not, a rare 1958 D-Wheat penny-era coin recently shocked the numismatic world, selling for an astounding $763,000. Yes, you heard that right. A penny, worth $750,000. Now, before you shake your head thinking, there's no way I'd ever have one of those, let me tell you, people just like you have found them in old coffee tins, dresser drawers, and forgotten coin jars. This isn't a dream. This is real money hiding in plain sight. But here's the thing. Not every 1958 D penny is valuable. Only a very specific kind, with a fascinating and mysterious error, holds that extraordinary worth. And today, we're going to uncover exactly why this penny is so rare, what to look for, and how you can cash in if you happen to own one. So grab your old coin jar, because by the end of this video, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Let's step back to 1958. America was booming, Elvis was on the radio, the first satellites were circling Earth, and the Denver Mint was busy producing millions of wheat pennies. But amidst the hum of machines and the rhythm of production, something went wrong. A rare double die error occurred, a minting mistake that created one of the most coveted coins in U.S. history, the 1958 D double die wheat penny. What makes it special? The doubling on the coin's surface isn't just subtle, it's striking. On genuine examples, you can clearly see the doubled inscriptions in Liberty and In God We Trust. It's as if the coin maker himself blinked mid-strike, creating a shadow image frozen forever in copper. That unique flaw turned a simple 1-cent piece into an American treasure. Now, you might be wondering, how did something like that even leave the mint? Well, back then, error detection wasn't as advanced as today. A few slipped through, and those few are now worth their weight in gold. Or rather, worth far more than gold. Here's where it gets exciting, and maybe a little nerve-wracking. There are still unverified 1958 D error pennies out there. Collectors believe some remain undiscovered in circulation, hidden in old rolls or passed down through generations. So yes, that jar of coins you inherited from your grandparents could hold one of the most valuable pennies in the world. And before you dismiss it, remember, the last verified auction of a 1958 D double die wheat penny fetched $763,000. Imagine what that could mean for you. A new home, financial freedom, or even the start of a whole new lifestyle. And if you think you'll spot one easily, think again. These coins look deceptively ordinary to the untrained eye. You might have to squint under a magnifier, tilt the light just right, or even send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. But if you do find one, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding history. Now, before you start tearing apart your couch cushions or emptying the coin tray in your car, take a breath. It's funny, isn't it? We spend our lives chasing big opportunities. Yet sometimes, They're sitting in a dusty jar on a shelf. Here's the truth. Coins like the 1958 D-Wheat penny aren't just valuable because they're rare. They're valuable because they tell a story of imperfection, chance, and discovery. They remind us that greatness often hides in the smallest, most overlooked places. Collectors across the U.S. are racing to find these hidden treasures. Auction houses are setting new record highs. Every day, more people are realizing that their so-called junk change could be their ticket to wealth. The demand for authentic 1958 D-era pennies has never been higher, and prices are expected to climb even further as fewer remain unaccounted for. So here's my challenge to you. Don't wait. Start checking. Dig through your coin rolls, those old piggy banks, or even the coin jar by your bed. You never know what's waiting for you. Because once the next 1958 D-era penny hits the market, the spotlight and the profit will belong to whoever finds it first. And imagine that moment. Standing in front of an auction room, holding up a penny that was once dismissed as pocket change, now commanding hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not just luck. That's destiny meeting opportunity. So, could you be the next person to uncover a $763,000 penny? Maybe. But there's only one way to find out: by looking. Because the next great discovery in American coinage history could be sitting in your hands right now. Don't underestimate the humble penny. It may just be your key to a wealthy, legendary future. And before you go rummaging through those jars, make sure you subscribe, because next time we're revealing another coin even rarer than the 1958 D. One that experts believe could soon break the $1 million mark. Stay curious. Stay inspired. And remember, sometimes fortune really does favor the bold and the observant.